Morning. Good morning. What's up, guys? I know I'm late. I had a lot of stuff go on this morning, and it's still going on. Good morning. What's up? You guys came in quick, replying to texts and stuff. Yeah, I'm late today. There was a lot going on, and the dog just walked in the house on her own, and I don't want her in there by herself. Uno momento. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Come here. Come here, Zero. Come on. Good boy, baby. Come on. Come on this side. Good girl. Okay. Um, so yeah, I didn't feel super awesome this morning. I've been trying to eat better because my doctor told me I need to, and I had a salad for dinner last night, and apparently salad for dinner is not something that my stomach appreciates, so that was fun. And then, so my stomach has kind of been, kind of icky this morning, and on top of that, the job that I interviewed for last week called me, so I had to take that call and send them some information that they wanted from me. Um, um, yeah, so it's been a kind of busy morning. So if I am torn in a couple different directions during this, you know why. Just a lot going on today. Um, super lots going on. And like when you have to send like references, I mean, you got to ask people before you give them their name and phone number because people don't want to answer the phone for anybody these days. So it's like a ginormous game of telephone, and then I'm like now in conversations with people I haven't talked to in a year. Did I enjoy Truck Week? Absolutely not. But that video that I stitched last night came across on my For You page. And seeing, like, we had seen the pictures of the people driving and parking at the water line. And the reason that Daytona doesn't allow people to drive to the water line and there's a lane on the road now is because a couple years ago a kid got hit by a car because people weren't paying attention. Like, there's rules when you drive onto the beach. Your windows have to be down. You have to turn your music down. You have to have your headlights on. No texting and driving. All of those kind of things. And these people roll into town with no regard for the people who actually call this place home or what they leave behind. A friend of mine, a local real estate agent, made a video yesterday and showed the side of their office building on Beachside. Just a regular commercial parking lot and whatnot. And in the drainage ditch, where Florida has drainage ditches everywhere to collect the massive amounts of water that fall from our sky. The drainage ditches were just littered with garbage and beer cans and all kinds of stuff. They come through and they trash the town. Um, but yeah, so it was a mess, and that's why when things like that and Bike Week and stuff like that roll into town, I stay home because I don't want to deal with those people. But I was very sad to see that those kids now, and if you look at the page, You look at the Instagram, you look at all the things that kid has linked in his truck profile. Mommy and daddy bought him that truck because that kid is a fetus and he's a disrespectful little fuck. And that's why we don't want those people. That's, well, at this point, from what we see in our local news, Daytona Truck Week won't be welcome back next year. But they said that 2 years ago, and they came back again. So, whatever. How did my kid react to getting the second shot? He's fine. He went out rollerblading yesterday, and they went swimming, and he was fine. After his first shot, he ended up sleeping. He went to bed at 7 o'clock that night and slept through the night. But other than that, he's been fine with the second shot, and he got the Pfizer shot. Okay. Sorry. Working on it. I'm trying to multitask. So if I have to stop and send a message every couple minutes, just please bear with me. What do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to address this morning? Usually I get out of here and I'm like, I have a whole bunch of shit to ramble about, but I really don't right now. I feel weird this morning. Normally I'm just like, pow. Favorite Star Wars movie, fun fact. I've never watched any of them. I have watched The Mandalorian, though. That's my jam. Update on the car. So I finally got a hold of somebody at Hyundai yesterday, and the parts aren't there. I got fuzz in my mouth, too. They're still waiting on the engine. So my car is just sitting there at the dealership. So then I called Hyundai USA, and they told me that in another week or two they'll be making a decision about my car and what they're going to do. So it's really essentially still in limbo. Yeah, so my car, it's just in limbo. It's just sitting. And the rental car that I have, the registration expires this month. So it's like, okay, can somebody either come put the new sticker on this rental car, or what? Can somebody do something? Because anybody? It's just annoying is what it is. As you guys probably saw on my page, I got a lovely partnership going on with the Coldest Water. This thing is fucking phenomenal. I've been using it like crazy since Saturday. So if you're a water person and you like super, super cold water, fill this bitch up with ice. This ice I put in last night. It's still there. So yeah, check out the Coldest Water. There's a link in my bio, and if you use the code Chasing Oz at checkout, you will get a discount. And I think that they're better than Yetis. So if you wanna go there, take my money. So yeah, but it's really cool. They have a bunch of different colors too. I'm not a huge fan of red. There's a really pretty fucking turquoise color. And I'll probably buy a couple of these for the kids for when school goes back in, because with COVID and whatnot, they still have the water fountains and stuff closed. I don't know what the fall's going to be like, but... And it has encouraged me to drink much more water than I have been, and that's a good thing, because, yeah, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. So, yeah, and they're not crazy expensive. They're like $30. And this holds 30, this is 32 ounces. Um, but well, they gifted me this one, but I believe they're like $32, at least from the website when I went looking. That's what it looks like. But if you look at Yetis, they're more expensive. These have a lifetime warranty as well. Um, so if anything ever happens to it, you get a new one. I want to be your neighbor, but you come to me. I can't. I can never leave Florida. Um, I don't think I'll ever. You missed the John Edward update. Okay, let's talk about my reading with John Edward, Psychic Medium, this weekend. How many of you were here yesterday when we talked about this? I just want to see if what type of recap I should give. I don't want to bore people if a huge chunk of you were here yesterday. But I'm sure many of you remember John Edward from Crossing Over. He had a television show when I was in high school, and it was really cool. I have always been a really big fan of his. I think that he's the real deal, and after being able to spend about 3.5 hours with him on Saturday night, I can assure you that he is very much the real deal. John Edward, he used to have the show Crossing Over with John Edward. It was on after Sale Jesse Raphael on ABC. Um, so yeah, I can tell you, I remember this because I loved that show. I didn't miss that show. Like when John Edward was on, like I was there and watching because I've always been fascinated by this kind of stuff. So, as many of you know, I lost my sister, and this October. What kind of was that the car making that noise? Jeez. Um, and this October it'll be 10 years since she passed away. So, um, since I lost her, I have lived with a lot of questions because in her last couple months, everything was on me. I was the power of attorney. I was the medical proxy. I was everything to everybody because my mom couldn't do it. Which, looking back, I don't blame her. I don't think that she would have been able to do it all. And I took charge of things, and my mom sat at my sister's side. So, thank you for getting your vaccination. I appreciate you. Um, so, my sister was 40 when she passed away, and it was a very difficult loss. It was very unexpected. It was very, it just came out of nowhere. Like, none of us realized what was happening because she didn't share anything. Um, and I remember having a conversation with her. We were laying in her bed, and I looked at her and I said, "What is going on?" And she looked at me, and she was holding Ben, my son Ben, and he was playing on her phone, and she looked at me and she said that I'm sick. I'm really sick. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. And that's one of those conversations that kind of always stuck with me, was that day. So, a couple things that John brought through from my sister amongst the people that came through with her was that she's thankful that I took charge and did what I did. Um, I believed in all of this as everything that was going on. That was my sister was misdiagnosed, and then and that is really what caused um, her the severity of her illness, for her illness to get to the point where it was no longer treatable. And he confirmed, when she came through, he said, I just want to confirm that she was misdiagnosed, and she recognizes that you switched facilities for her. Really? You gotta fucking mow your lawn right now? She acknowledged that I changed her from one hospital to another, which was really amazing, because at that point in time, I don't think that she would. I broke her out of the hospital. Oh God, I remember. We had just had a hurricane. There was no power. It was Hurricane Sandy. There was no power anywhere. I had a freezer of rotten food in the basement of my sister's house because she was in the hospital. And then I busted her out of the hospital and I brought her home for I told her, you could have a couple hours. We'll do a nice bath, but you have to go back to the other hospital. And this is when she was really starting to lose her faculties, because the illness that she had impacted her brain. So when she got home, she didn't want to leave again. And I was like, you made me a promise. You promised me that you would go along with the plan. This is what we need to do. And she hated me for it. And I don't know if that was the infection or what it was, but that's really when things started to change. She signed all of the forms for me to be her power of attorney, to make all of her decisions. And it was really rough, but there were a couple things that came through. So the fact that she was misdiagnosed, she thanked me for taking charge of everything. She came through with our family Chihuahua that died years ago. She acknowledged my son Ben, which she was the closest with out of all my children. She really didn't know my daughter. My daughter was born, and then my sister got really sick, so she didn't have an opportunity to see her grow up. What else? My sister came through with my grandfather, my dad's dad, that died from his aneurysm. They came through and said everything's going to be okay together, which was really amazing to me. My late father-in-law came through, but I got so much closure from everything that my sister said through him. She acknowledged my writing and that I used her name as a pen name. She acknowledged the success that came with it. She acknowledged everything that I've done. She told me to keep writing. She said whatever I'm currently working on, it's like a map. There's a lot of different roads that are spiraling off in different directions, and she said stick with it. So I don't know what that means yet. Lawn lady. Lawn day. I don't even know. This guy is such a pain in my ass. But get off your phone! Old man Murphy, you can't give me shit for being on my phone. What was my sister's diagnosis? Okay. So my sister died of something called JC virus, which is an infection that attacks people with compromised immune systems. So in the grand scheme, I needed that crap. In the grand scheme of everything, my sister was much older than me. There was a 15-year age difference. So when I was born, my sister was like wild. She was 15 going on 30, and it was the 80s and the early 90s, and there was a lot of drugs, and there was a lot of IV drugs, and there was a lot of tomfool. Oh my God! Guys. I have a.
Fangirling! Hi! We're both fangirling over each other. Like, I have been following you in TikTok since its inception. And I'm like,
Oh my
I'm gonna crash your party!
Come on over. Oh
How are you? How's Florida? I'm sorry.
I don't really mind it. I guess maybe I'm just that fucking crazy that
Yeah.
crazy doesn't get to me. But I know when to hide in my house. So like
Yes.
we had Little Dick Truck Week here this past weekend.
Yeah.
Truck Week. So I stayed home and I didn't go anywhere because
I wouldn't either.
Sunday morning we went to the dog park. We did our thing.
Nubsy and I are at the dog park now.
Oh, dog park time. I think I'm gonna bring her in a little bit, but it looks like it might rain.
Yeah. It's so nice out here right now. It's like a 72 slight, it's a slight, humidity. So it's just perfect right now.
Everybody over in my comments over here is like, House of Petty in the house.
Hi guys, how are you? I'm so I saw you on and I was like, I never get to. I want it because remember when I had messaged you and I was like, do you want to do a live together?
Evenings are really wild in my house.
Yeah, you got crotch goblins.
Kids,
so
they keep asking me for things like food and whatnot. Like they're really high maintenance.
Listen, you can't listen, Benadryl, okay? It's the best babysitter ever.
I'm telling you. Every once in a while, usually when we go to Disney, like if we sleep over at Disney, I'll give them a Benadryl because I know that it'll help them sleep. Because if not, they just keep going. Like it doesn't stop.
Yeah, they just won't stop. They won't stop.
Thankfully, they're a little bit older now, though.
I wanted to ask you a couple of questions because you're really into like political stuff. Did you see Marjorie Taylor Greene's apology?
So I watched that when I was on the toilet this morning, which is about.
Yeah, that's pretty much the best place to watch it.
It was garbage. She's only doing that because somebody told her to. She wouldn't do that on her own.
Oh hell no.
And then furthermore, she used that as a springboard for to talk some more shit. So you can't get on here and make an apology or whatever it is that was supposed to be. And then talk shit. Right,
exactly. She's been equating the vaccine passport and everything to the Holocaust for fucking months now. And now she wants to try and backpedal that bullshit. Bullshit,
My
lady.
grandmother was a World War II refugee from Poland.
Mm-hmm.
I have no patience for it. Zero patience.
Speaking of that, how are you and the kids doing? Because I know, I felt so bad for you when I saw that. Because going forward, it's really hard for me to try and educate people who don't want to be educated anymore. Now I'm here to support and give, disaster plans for those people who are vaccinated. Are you going to get vaccinated here soon, or have you been since you've had COVID?
I am fully vaccinated. I got the Moderna shots.
Good.
I am a proponent of being vaccinated. The kid's dad, he's vaccinated. My middle son is vaccinated completely now. He got his second Pfizer shot yesterday. My daughter's too young. My oldest son has allergies, so we're waiting to see what the allergist says about it because we haven't figured out what his allergies are to yet.
Gotcha.
We just have an EpiPen and it's scary as fuck.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we had COVID.
I know. That's why I was asking. And the thing is that there's a lot. Go ahead.
And I never, ever want to do that again. That was miserable.
No, it's awful. It's really awful. The reason why I was asking you is because I think that I'm a really big proponent of if you've had COVID before, you still need to get vaccinated. I had COVID twice and I still got vaccinated. The Cleveland did you see the study out of the Cleveland Clinic? I just made a post about it. 97.5% of everybody that's coming into their hospital is unvaccinated.
Of course.
All of them.
Of
And anybody who
course.
came in with a slight sniffle who tested positive, like 96% of them, like not like 96% of them, people, yeah, they're all vaccinated. So it's really, really good. Like the
Um,
vaccine is working so well.
Living in Florida
Mm.
is like the asshole of America,
It's not living, it's
right?
more like surviving. Surviving in
Yeah,
Florida.
it is. See, I stay here because of the weather. Like, I have Raynaud syndrome,
Ah,
so I used
gotcha.
to live in Connecticut, and I just couldn't do the cold anymore. Like, my whole body just hurts. Like, I turn into like a little T-Rex. Like, I just can't move
Uh-huh.
when the winter roll. Even winter's here sometimes. Last winter was really cold, but
Yeah.
anyways, I
Have,
love it here now because I have the beach 10 minutes away from me,
yes.
and I mean I stay in my little bubble. I have
Hmm.
Disney World and I have the beach,
Hmm.
and I mean every once in a while I have to deal with humans.
Well, let me tell you something. When fall comes around and these ignorant anti-vaxxers start going inside, like even now, what we're seeing such a huge uptick in the unvaccinated people with this Delta variant. We're seeing it all over Colorado, Montana, Missouri.
Everywhere.
There's huge upticks right now. And what
Yep.
they're comparing it to is they're taking the population size of the unvaccinated and then putting that with their positivity rates. And we are midwinter. Remember midwinter, that
Mm-hmm.
massive surge? The unvaccinated are going through a midwinter surge. Okay. And I'll tell you what, as a nurse, I will give you 110% of my nursing capabilities. Okay. But am I going to feel sorry for you? No. Like I've reached that point because I've gotten so much hate, so much death threats. Like I don't know. No,
It's
I know
just
you.
ridiculous. People
It
are so wild at this point.
they
Like
are.
I
They've
believe,
become
like
radicalized.
I will fully stand by the statement, and I have said this for years. The internet ruined the world. Now it
It
gave
did.
us great technology, but now
Hmm.
everybody can sit behind a fucking computer, talk their shit, not be
Hmm.
held accountable, be faceless, be nameless, and I mean, and it has brought out the worst in humanity. It has
It really
increased
has.
our entitlements. It has increased the Karenness and all of it. It's
Hmm.
so. And then you have
It's
politicians that politicize shit like this.
yes, and it has created a pipeline. It's created a pipeline for those people who normally would have just been laughed off. Now they
A
have
platform.
yeah, they have a platform and they have other people who believe the same way that they do. So they've come together and they've created it. Now there's actually this really awesome study that just came out. It hasn't been peer reviewed. It's in American Psychology Today, I believe, about how the QAnon and those people actually overtook the anti-vax movement because they're so susceptible to conspiracy theories. And so
Mhm.
now they've created this one huge massive conspiracy theory, like cabal almost.
Yeah.
And it's so funny watching the parallels between the religious zealots, for because I have a lot of Muslim friends, and it's so funny watching the parallels of the Muslim zealots and the Christian zealots. They are literally mirrors of each other, and it's getting a little scary
And
at this
you
point.
know, I think that, and that's another thing. Like, I fully feel that that religion has ruined the world. I mean,
Oh yeah.
every war has always been started regarding some type of religion or some group of people or shit like that, and it's just like, why? This and the anti-vax movement and all of that is exactly what happens when you defund education for the
Hmm.
past 40 years. This is
Exactly.
what you get. The politicians want you to be dumbed down so that you believe blindly in anything and everything that they say. It's
Yeah.
horrible, but this is literally a product of what they did to our education system.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. And they want it that way. Oh, thank you for the love, of you. What is it? That's what they want though. Like look at their obsession with Hunter Biden right now, but they're completely forgetting about Matt fucking Gates. Matt
Like,
Gates is like, what the
Matt Gates
hell?
is
Like,
going to jail.
he is. He's going to prison, not jail.
Matt Gates is
Federal
going
fucking
to federal fuck you in the ass prison.
prison.
Office
Yes.
space right there. Thank you.
But
I
Hunter
needed that
Biden's not.
statement.
He's not even an elected official. Like he's like everybody
Nobody
has a
cares
black sheep.
about Hunter Biden.
Nobody fucking, except for the right. See, this is what this. I came up the best analogy this morning. Come on, Smoosh. The best analogy this morning. The the religious right and the, really is this what we do as adults? God, so disrespectful. Oh, sorry. Hi. How are you? So I'm in the. He won't hurt you. What is it? Okay. So this is what I know. It is so funny watching the religious right and the Republicans and the Trumplicans and everything like that. They treat everybody who doesn't agree with them with the Old Testament and anybody who does agree with them with the New Testament. There's the parallel.
It's
It is, but if you, but that's how they treat people. Just like everything in their.
Can we get back to a time in politics where we don't worship politicians? Can we do that?
Please?
Can we do that again?
Yeah.
Can we make politics again?
Mm-hmm. They were completely, I still am wondering, unbelievably, why there was not more of an outcry when there was that golden statue of Trump at that Republican convention. Like, gross. Where the hell was the outrage? Not a peep from anybody.
Because they're not smart enough to understand hypocrisy at this point.
No.
They have all been so dumbed down into believing anything that their propaganda channel Fox News or OAN or Newsmax tells them. Listen, I'm going to start a fucking news channel. I'm going to start my own news channel. I'm going to put out the most outlandish shit, like aliens fucked your mom last night. And they
believe that though already.
But like,
they already believe that.
See how much more, like, how can I make $1 off of this? Because I just,
it's such a moneymaker. And what they've done now is they have co-opted the anti-vax movement and the MLM movement, because we know that the anti-vax movement is an MLM movement. We know that.
Yeah.
It is such a huge myth. They keep bitching about big pharma. Well, what about big oil? That's what I like to call it, big essential oil.
And those oils are garbage. Don't ingest them. Do not drink them. Have you watched that Netflix show about multi-level marketing scams and the essential oil?
Yeah.
I forget the name of it. Did you see that?
I forgot that. I know, but yeah, but I've seen it. God, where are all these people coming from? Oh, he's fine. Oh, don't worry about it. Nubsy's fine too. Come here, Smoosh.
He's so peoply.
I know. Come on up.
But yeah,
no, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
They use the same type of outreach.
You too. Yeah, absolutely. But so I was talking to my followers the other day. Do you not think that it's an addiction? Like, it's literally a drug addiction for them. Like, that's why it keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier, because they keep chasing that dragon of misinformation.
It's wild. It's wild, some of the stuff that... Listen, it was wild when they thought Hillary Clinton was running a pedophile ring out of a pizza parlor basement that didn't have a fucking basement to begin with.
Exactly! They still believe it!
And they doubled down on it.
They do, and they still do.
And it's like...
And then the Hunter Biden emails where he's using the N-word, like, first of all, I wouldn't believe them until I can see them. Like, have you seen them? I haven't seen them. Have you seen them?
Shit.
I haven't seen them. They're just claiming that they're there. It's always, all they have to do is make one claim, and then people believe it, and they run with it, and then all of a sudden it becomes news. I really think that the mainstream, like news like that we like to listen to. Yes, I like to listen to peer-reviewed news. Needs to stop allowing the right to run our news channels, because that's really what it is.
Absolutely. I think that we need to go back to the days of the fairness doctrine, where we had rules in place that held our news accountable for what they reported.
Yes.
As soon as the fairness doctrine was rolled back and the family started with this propaganda and the Fox News and all of that.
Yep.
And it's always just trust me. It was my cousin's brother, sister's, baby daddy's, uncle's brother that was Hunter Biden's Secret Service member, or so, it's just
Oh,
something so outlandish that it's like, what?
yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. And I
My head
think
hurts.
the past, what's becoming more and more apparent for me, especially like me working with trying to stop misinformation on the internet, is that there is a willful and almost gleeful ignorance of some people that it has now become a pleasure to them to try and hurt people. Like
Anything to
it is
live.
now, they think it's owning the libs. The problem is at this point, I'm kind of sitting people because I've gotten some feedback from other creators, medical creators on here. It's like, listen, we want to be, we want to make sure that our tone is good and yada yada. No, I am done with that. I have been
Yeah.
trying for a fucking year to convince these people it's real, and now that the Delta variant is here, thank God. Let these people learn a goddamn lesson. You know what I mean? You've been
For
hurting
real.
people for
Like, I have no pity at this point. Like, and especially for the ones that are like, oh, it's all a conspiracy, and then they die of COVID. I'm like, it's natural selection, bitch.
I'm making a sandwich. How about you? Do you want chips, mayo, mustard?
Exactly.
What do you want? I'm making a sandwich.
I don't care. You people are the ones that have perpetuated it to the point that it's at. Like,
yeah,
we could have been done like other countries.
We wouldn't have the Delta variant right now if everybody in the world, okay, because we need the whole world vaccinated, but if we had done it as Americans and led the charge, and if we had implemented the Defense Production Act to start making masks to be able to go out to the whole world, if we were able to do that and lead, we wouldn't have the Delta variant right now.
Unfortunately, we had a potato that was in the White House that didn't do shit but give the rich tax breaks.
Exactly. A trans fatty potato. He's a trans fat potato.
He's gross.
And so now we're having to deal. So now, until we can get the whole world vaccinated, we're going to continue having this problem. Nothing is going to. And India is gone. India as a country is gone. You realize that, right? Like, India has become so destabilized that it's literally gone, and that is going to become a hive for terroristic operations, for extremists.
Gonna be bad.
It's gone. They have no system of government, no healthcare.
On Saturday night, I was fortunate enough to be able to do a reading with psychic medium John Edwards. So you know him, crossing over with John Edwards.
Yes.
It was me. It's me, Polly B. Just a handful of creators. It was really fucking cool. Imagine Biscuit were there. I like fangirled. I was But anyways, he said that the pandemic is not going to be gone from our space until at least 2022.
No.
So his encouragement to all of us was continue to do what we're doing. Hand sanitizer, masks, get vaccinated, do all of the things that you've been doing. Stay on it, because this isn't going to magically go away like everybody's pretending. Oh, summer's here. We dealt with it for a year. It's gone. No.
Yeah. And also, like, so I've been because somehow I got a couple of followers, just a few. And I have no idea where they came from. Just a few.
Know, you passed me right by. They were like,
I have no idea how that happened. Maybe it's because I'm a petty bitch. But because I'm a petty bitch.
The house of petty.
It is. So I apparently, I definitely pissed off the anti-vaxxers, because I've told my followers, Dubsy, I swear to God, God damn it. He finds the only mud pile. The only mud pile. Right there.
I want the mud. It's the best.
So I really think that, just on a personal opinion, if I had kids, I would not send my kids back to school until they can get vaccinated. Period. Hands down.
Well, so as someone with kids, I have 3. I'm pretty sure that my kids are the ones that brought COVID home from school. So we started online school in August. We go back the first week of August here. So they went back, they did online until October. All 3 of them were failing out. All of them. There was, even for me going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth all day long, they weren't grasping, and the teachers weren't grasping. There was a huge disconnect. So I was like, okay, well, since they have so many things in place, and masks and those plate glass things around the desks masks and the whole 9 yards. I was like, okay, I'll send my boys back who are in middle school. They're in the same school together. And then after like 3 weeks, my daughter was like, how come they get to go back and I don't? So then she went back. And then by March, everybody had COVID. But now they all want to be vaccinated. My daughter's like, when can I get vaccinated? And I'm like, whenever they open it up for 10-year-olds, you can have
exactly.
it.
September, early September. That is
they will have it.
Yeah.
But like I said, Florida's like the Wild West. I got a fucking text from the school district yesterday. We've lifted our mask policy. Well, are you going to make all the kids get vaccinated? Because if you're not, you need to put that bitch back in place.
Mm-hmm. Well, now you have tons of parents protesting masks in schools, like literally protesting about what they're saying. When they're doing that, what they're saying is that they want the kids exposed to the Delta variant. They want our kids to get sick. Like, seriously, that's where it's at. Like, that's where we have come to as a country.
Even being vaccinated, even being fully vaccinated, I continue to wear a mask everywhere I go. Yep. I have gone one place without a mask. And I went to brunch 2 weekends ago in an outdoor restaurant. And I felt okay enough because I was outdoors.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, I wear my mask. If I run into Dunkin' Donuts and pick up a fucking to-go coffee for a hot second, that 2 minutes that I'm in there, I have a mask on. If I'm going to the grocery store, I have a mask on. If I'm, if I'm in an area where I think that you people look gross, I'm wearing a mask.
Which is Florida.
Basically, it's the state, the whole fucking place.
Just crazy.
I'm kind of itching to go to Disney and be able to walk down Main Street though with no mask on. Like, I'll still wear a mask indoors, but I just want to go to the park.
Well, I know. So guys, just a couple of questions, and I'm sure you guys have some over there. Booster shots. Don't know anything about them yet. I know that they're planning on it. J&J keeps saying they're planning on it. I wish J&J would come out and hurry out and have like a press release, like a press conference, because I kind of feel like they're having a one-night stand with people. Like, people trusted the science, the whole blood clot thing we knew was blown out of proportion. People still got the J&J, but they haven't come out with anything. Pfizer, AstraZeneca has. On
a side note for boosters, somebody over here asked, can you get a different booster?
Okay. I'm going to be very clear and succinct on this, okay? Here's the thing. There is a study going out right now, and a post that I just put about mixing the vaccine. Pfizer and AstraZeneca are doing a study right now. AstraZeneca and J&J use what they call the adenovirus technology, which is a live attenuated virus, okay? They use the same technology. And Pfizer uses mRNA. So there is a study going on right now, and in Canada, they are mixing. So if you've had one shot of Pfizer, you can get a shot of AstraZeneca, okay? As for J&J, we don't know anything. As for Moderna, we don't know anything. Talk to your PCP, you know what I mean? But it's so honestly, I think just because J&J has dropped the ball so hard in communicating with people, I would definitely talk to your primary care physician, but there is no study out. There is no study out right now if you've had the J&J to go and get Pfizer or Moderna, okay? There's nothing out there right now. AstraZeneca and Pfizer, yes, there is a study. So just wait and see. In Canada, you can get AstraZeneca after Pfizer. I'm sorry, in Canada, you cannot get AstraZeneca after Pfizer, but you can get Pfizer after AstraZeneca, okay? So there you go. Clarify on that one.
There you go. And everybody said you're well. Thank you for actually answering the question. When it comes to vaccine technology and stuff like that, like I can kick politics and tell you about what happened in like 1994, but like I can't. Medical is not my field, so it's nice having that.
Well, I would like. I want to set up like a morning. I want to set up a morning one, and I want to go over with you the timeline of how this vaccine became politicized. You know what I mean? Because I truly believe that people that were in like Donald Trump and Jared Kushner and all of them, they should be in jail right now. They really should.
time goes on, because you have to remember, even after Watergate, right? Even after
Hmm.
Watergate, it took them 3 years. Three
Yeah.
years to prosecute and hold the people that were a part of that, just accountable. So I think that we lived 4 years with that shit stain. We did it. We
Yeah.
survived. But
Hmm.
everything's not going to be done in a day. I believe
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things, they'll all get theirs.
Hmm.
Um,
Well,
but
look at
it's
what they
not.
just did. Look at what they
It's
just did. Like, they literally subpoenaed Apple for congressional information on their phones and made them sign a gag order. Like,
yeah.
what the hell? This is
And
worse than
but they all wanted
Watergate.
to be complaining when there was a FISA warrant issued for Carter Page, who was actually in contact with the Russians.
Yeah,
It's the
exactly.
hypocrisy for me.
I have a good question. It's about kids, and then I gotta get off. But so here's the thing. Vaccinations for kids, from 5 to 11, we're looking at September. Okay, that younger, most likely not until next year. And this is the reason why they're taking their time, even with the Delta variant being so prevalent right now and just taking over the country. If it is this hard to get adults to take the vaccine, how much harder is it for a parent who was vaccine hesitant but still got the vaccine? How hard is it going to be to convince them to get their children vaccinated? They are making sure everything is perfect
Yep,
before they issue that EUA. That is
absolutely.
why you
Because
have to
they
let them
they
take their
they don't.
time.
You have one child injured by it, and it is
It's
front
over.
page everywhere. That's
Exactly.
it. Done deal.
Exactly. And also here's the thing. We need to prepare ourselves. There will be a child injured from it. The sheer amount of people that we are vaccinating, we are seeing what normally would show up maybe once or twice a year in months. Do you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, we're seeing clusters because the amount, um, sheer amount of people.
I have a whole bunch of people over here saying thank you and that they love your face and that they're so
Oh,
happy
thank you.
that you came in this morning.
Yes.
I'm
All right.
sorry that I kind of ghosted you the other night, but it was Saturday night in my house and it was chaos. And then or Friday night, and then the next night I ended up on Zoom for hours with a whole bunch of cool TikTokers and John Edward.
Cool.
That was really
That's fun.
cool.
Just to make an announcement for everybody that's on right now, tonight at 12 o'clock Eastern and 12 o'clock Eastern, and that would be 9 o'clock Western time, California time. Me and Laughter and Light, who is a PhD immunologist, we're going to be doing a live together. Okay, so I'm going to make a post about it. So if anybody's interested, you can come grab the live.
Thank you for sharing. I'll be fast asleep at that hour because
I know. All right. Good night, everybody.
Like, where are you at night? And I was like, 9:30. I'm in bed.
You're a mom. What do you expect?
Jerry,
All right. I love you guys. Oz, thank you so much for letting me come crash your party.
Thank you for coming in. This was the highlight of my morning. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day, love. All right. Bye.
Be safe. That was so much fun. That was so much fun. Like, seriously? Oh my gosh. Everybody, I love him so much. That was a good time. I was struggling with what to talk about this morning, and that knocked it out of the park. And here we are at almost 11 o'clock, and I'm still here. But I think that I'm gonna bring the dog to the dog park because he inspired me to bring the dog to the dog park. I'm just trying to read all the comments. You guys have been chatty Kathy. No mud baths for her. No mud baths for her. Oh, maybe I shouldn't bring her because it is going to be muddy. She will dive right into it, and she's got that she's real fluffy. She's a bitch to wash. She's literally sleeping on her back, like up against the sliding glass door right now. You can hang out with me every morning here on TikTok. This is what I do every morning. Um, while I have so many of you here, if you guys enjoy what I post, my channel, hit the link tree in my bio. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/chasingoz, chasingoz.store, my Etsy shop, with Ron DeShitstain getting rid of the Florida federal unemployment. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. So if you guys like my content, there are Cash App, Venmo, all of that shit. I hate asking for this stuff, but I know that I have to when I do these things. Request for baked news. I can do a baked news. I'll get baked tonight for you because I do every night. But yeah, so, check out all of the different channels on my Patreon. I include content that gets removed from TikTok. I write over there. I put together written posts and things like that. Are they not reporting the COVID numbers? In Florida, they're supposedly being released once a week, but no, they are not releasing them daily anymore. At least that's what we've been told, is that they're going to release them weekly. I haven't seen numbers since they made that announcement. Yeah, I have to work at being baked. But yeah, if you guys like my content, hit all the links. The podcast is up for those who have been asking for the podcast. There are 2 episodes up now. First episode is with my dad. Second episode is with JD Khan. It's like an hour and 13 minutes of me and him spitting about the death penalty and just all kinds of goodness. It was really fucking cool. So yeah, if anybody wants to check that out, check out the podcast. The link is in my bio. Can I find it on iTunes? I don't know if it's available there yet. It might be. I haven't checked. I use Anchor. And I've been having a little bit of a difficulty with them syndicating because it's still semi-new. Let me see if it has... I hit the wrong button. Let me see if I've syndicated yet. Distribution. It doesn't look like it, but... I have your shirts for you too. I have both of them. The other one delivered on Saturday. But if you go to anchor.fm/chasing_Oz, the link is in my bio. You can get it there as well. It's on Spotify, and what have you. I don't know. Wherever Anchor distributes, that's the information I have. I am not tech savvy. But again, links in the bio. Ooh, check my P.O. box. I haven't been to my P.O. box in 2 weeks. I should probably go check it. But I went twice in a row and it was empty, so I was like, yeah, I'll give it a little bit. Nobody likes me right now. I took it very personally that all I was getting was the weekly circulars from the post office. Oh my goodness, little dog. She's not very little anymore, though. I'll send you a message, Jamie. Ooh, birthday goodies! Thank you! Yeah, my birthday is next Friday. I don't think I'm going to make it to Savannah. The hotel rooms are ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm very sad about that, but it is what it is, and it's just not feasible. Sad panda, but whatever. Your birthday is the same as my mom's. My birthday is the best birthday because I have my birthday, and then exactly 6 months later it's Christmas, and then exactly 6 months later it's my birthday. I got perfectly spaced birthdays from Christmas. Let's go to the Keys. I want to go to the Keys. The Keys is kind of far. Savannah's my go-to because, it's a 3-hour drive, and that's kind of where I max out with, long car rides. About 3 hours. Drove to Atlanta once. I wanted to die by the time I got there. That traffic is no fucking joke. No joke. Anyways, well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning. This was fun. Muscles was the best. Um, yeah, the hotels, I think that it's just the hotels being very busy in Savannah. I am not paying $500 for a night in Savannah. I just can't. It's not realistic. It's not feasible. Um, it's just, it's not happening. But it is what it is. The last time I went to Savannah was Savannah in 2019 on my birthday. That's when I went. There's literally nothing available on Tybee Island. But yeah. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in this morning. This is one I'm going to take and upload onto YouTube. So check out my YouTube channel too. Links in the bio. But just go to my bio today and peruse some of the links. There's a lot of stuff there. You want to travel with me in 2021 or 2022, 2023? You guys want to go on a fucking vacation with me? There's a form over there. Fill out the form. If you're interested, it's not like by filling out the form, it is not committing to it. Nobody's asking for money. It's just the travel company trying to get an idea of where we would go and how much money people would want to spend. So if you want to travel with me in like 2 years, it's going to be fucking sweet. It's going to fill up quick. It's going to be like a 20-person kind of trip. Hit the link in my bio. You will see Travel with Oz. I'm also doing, for my Patreon, I'm also sharing them here. Instead of Dear Abby, I'm doing a Dear Oz column, and I've been doing advice columns, which, you know, I'm not here to give, like, I'm giving real life advice, but, like, also, I'm being funny about it, like I roll. So if you have a question that you would like answered by me, there's a link in my link tree. You can ask Dear Abby a question, but I'm going to answer it. Anyways, so yeah, go check out all those links and support the channel if you like what I do. Patreon.com/ChasingOz. And thank you guys for spending the morning with me. I appreciate you.